Let's have a quick look at the Thrive Ultimatum plugin itself, and I want to run you through some of the features as quickly as possible. This here is the Thrive Ultimatum dashboard that you will find inside your WordPress admin once you've installed it. And we're going to start right away by starting a new campaign, and we'll build it from scratch so I can kind of show you everything. Call it demo campaign 2 because we already have a demo campaign. And let's start setting it up right away. First of all, we'll start with the simplest campaign type, which is a fixed date campaign. So it has a start date. It has a starting hour, so an hour of the day when it starts, an end date, and an ending hour. And it's as simple as that, right? This campaign will start on this day at this time, and it'll end on this day at this time. This is the simplest kind of campaign you can run. Then the display settings. Here's where we determine where do we want to advertise our campaign. So this is quite important. I'll show you one of the simplest options, just go all posts, right? All blog posts, but you can be super detailed with this, right? You can determine categories, specific posts, specific pages, all kinds of stuff, but we're just going to show it on all posts. This is one of the ways in which Thrive Ultimatum is different because instead of just having a countdown on a page somewhere, we're actually running a countdown campaign and we're advertising that campaign on our website. The next step here is to create a design. Let's start with a bottom ribbon. So this is going to be a floating ribbon that displays our countdown, and we can edit that right here. Here we can choose a template. I'm going to go with one of these, and we have a full drag and drop editor here, so you can change everything you see. So for example, we can change the color of this with just a few clicks like this. Change the color of the button, change the text on the button, change the text. And of course we can change the link. So this link, we'd link this button to our special offer page, or maybe the checkout link with the coupon. This is what you want people to click on, right? And here, of course, we'll have our countdown. Now let me show you one of the special features here right away. We can add multiple states. I'm just gonna add one state called urgent and save that. And I can create a new design or make changes to this design that I want to happen when this becomes urgent. So for example, maybe I will change this back to red like it was before because red is a more urgent looking color. And I can also change the text here. So that's just a small adjustment, but here we can see in the urgent state, the text changes to warning, this is about to go away forever, and it changes to red. So let's save that. And then we go back to our dashboard. We can add other designs as well. So we can have a widget design as well. Same idea. We can create a design here, and we've got templates and everything is totally editable and drag and droppable and so on. So I won't spend more time on the editor here. Now we already have actually the very basics in place to start a campaign. One more thing I want to do to show you what this was all about. Here's our timeline. The campaign starts, and what we want to do is we want to display our widget and our bottom ribbon, and then I'll add a new event on the timeline, which let's say is 12 hours. 12 hours before the countdown reaches 0. I want to change this here to the urgent state. And now let's start this campaign. This is already a campaign that works. So here's what happens now. With what we've set up, someone comes to my blog and they see, oh, there's something going on here. They see a dynamic countdown running right here, and they can click here to get to my special offer. And as another example, I also placed the widget here in the sidebar. So these are just some of the ways in which you will be able to advertise your campaign on your site. So people click on this, they get to my special offer sales page, and they make the purchase. That's the very basic way of building a campaign with Thrive Ultimatum. But now let's start making this a bit more interesting with some more advanced features. First of all, let's activate the campaign lockdown. For this, we need 3 pages. So we've got 3 pages here. This is our coming soon page. This is what I want to show before a campaign starts. And so let me get this URL, and I'll put this in the first URL field right here. Then we've got a sales page. This is where my special offer actually sits. This is where people come to see my sales message and to get the cheaper price. So here I'm going to search for sales page. Here we go. This is the page that is my promotion page. This is very important. This is the promotion page. And then we have an expired page. This is very simple, right? The page just says you missed out. And of course, this could also be more complex than that, but we have a very simple expired page. So I'm going to define these 3 pages. This is before the campaign starts, during the campaign, and after the campaign is ended. And then we save that. Now I'm going to set the start date to a date in the future here, because I want to show you what this means. We have this campaign locked down now. If I get this sales page URL right here, and I pretend to be a visitor in private browsing, right? That's not logged in or anything. And I try to get to this sales page, I get this page instead. So it will simply not let me access the sales page at all. And that's why we call it locked down, right? The page is locked down. You cannot get to it until this campaign starts. And of course, what we've done here as well is we've added a opt-in form. So you can actually have a coming soon page that you can use to build your mailing list and build a waiting list of people who want to learn about your offer before you launch your campaign. And only once the campaign starts, then will they be able to reach your sales page right here. And then of course, conversely, once the campaign is ended, everybody will be sent here. Even if they try to access your sales page, they will be sent to the expired page. Because again, the sales page itself is totally locked down. And you don't have to worry about anyone being able to get your special offer, getting the lower price outside of that actual campaign window. Now, let me show you 2 more advanced features. And the first one is conversion events. This is actually pretty straightforward. And for most campaigns, you can set up a simple conversion event, which is going to be a visit to a conversion page. So we have a confirmation page. And if you sell something, you definitely have this. You have some kind of a page that you show people after they've made a purchase. So I'm setting this as the conversion page, and the action I choose is just end campaign. Now this is very simple. All this does is whenever we see that someone has actually taken us up on this offer, they've purchased our special offer, they got the conversion page, then we end the campaign for that visitor. That means that if they come to your website, they will no longer see the countdown, they will no longer see the widget. And it's a great advantage because it means that if you run one of these campaigns, you can advertise it quite aggressively on your website without having to worry that you're going to be annoying people for whom it's not relevant. As soon as someone converts on this offer, they no longer see these ads and they don't feel annoyed by you showing them something that doesn't apply to them anymore. Now, a more advanced use of this is that you can have a trigger. And by the way, if you use Thrive Leads, you can have a sign up, a lead generation conversion trigger as well. And as an action, you can move to a different campaign. So you can say, okay, we're going to move them to another campaign. So what that means is with Thrive Ultimatum, you can stack campaigns inside other campaigns. And what it also means for super advanced users is that you can have multiple conversion goals on a campaign. And depending on which conversion goal someone reaches, you send them into a different Thrive Ultimatum campaign. So you can send people into a targeted, highly targeted campaign based on what the conversion goal was that they reached in the previous campaign. This is super advanced stuff, but I just wanted to mention it. Then the next thing is, and this is one of the most important things you can do in Ultimatum, is you can create evergreen campaigns. So an evergreen campaign is a campaign that is triggered by a user action. So instead of starting on a specific date, ending on a specific date, each individual visitor on your website can experience their very own countdown campaign based on when they trigger it. So let's do a quick example here. Let's say we have a 5-day evergreen campaign. We'll keep lockdown. I generally recommend that it's not necessary, so you can have it without lockdown, but I recommend using lockdown on evergreen campaigns. We're also going to do a realistic end time, which means that no matter when someone triggers the campaign, it will end at, let's say, 10 p.m. for everyone. Now, as a trigger, if you are a Thrive Leads user, you can use a sign up through a Thrive Leads form as the trigger for an evergreen campaign. If you are not a Thrive Leads user, you can use an email link click. So we will give you a URL, and I'll show you that in a second. And when someone clicks on that link, that will trigger the campaign for them. Both of these can be used in a very similar way. This here is very convenient for Thrive Leads users. If you're not a Thrive Leads user, don't worry about it. So let's save that. So now we have this running as an evergreen campaign. And here we have one more detail. The lockdown still applies. So It means that any visitor who is not who has not triggered this evergreen campaign, if they try to reach your sales page, they try to go here, they will be shown this page instead. And you can actually use that for lead generation. So if people are sharing, this is one of the problems, right, with evergreen. If people start sharing the URL to your special offer page on forums and social media and stuff, you don't really want that, right? You don't want people just to come to this page from everywhere where there's a lower price. Instead, you can essentially force people to go through your funnel and to sign up first, and then trigger the evergreen campaign, and then they will have their own time limit during which they can access this page. And if they don't take advantage of that, they will be basically locked out again. So there's one important thing that changes when it's evergreen, which is you have to, when you send an email to your audience, you can choose which email provider you use here. I'm going to use Aweber as an example, and we give you this link right here. And this link is what you need to use in your email to send people to your special offer page. So this link comes with a special parameter and a unique identifier, which allows us to absolutely identify every single person in this campaign. And this is what makes it a lockdown. Because unless your website through Thrive Ultimatum can identify the visitor and knows exactly, yes, this is the visitor, this is when they triggered the campaign, this is how much time they have left, then they will not be able to access your sales page. It is absolutely locked down for all strangers. So this is the link that you'll be able to use in your email. You can use this to trigger the campaign for individual people on your mailing list, and you can also use it to send them back to your sales page as the campaign goes on. As you can imagine, all of this combined makes for an extremely powerful plugin, because it means that you can have these individual evergreen campaigns running for your different visitors. Your visitors, if they are part of one of these campaigns, will see your advertisement essentially and your countdowns on your website, and you can have these follow them around, right? You can have it follow them around on blog posts, on pages. You can show it on your sales page, on your upsell page, on your membership pages, wherever you want this to show. You can have it follow them around, but it only shows to the right people at the right time. And it's a massive, massive conversion booster. So that was just a quick look. I wanted to keep this short as possible. So it was just a quick look through the features in Thrive Ultimatum. And I hope you can see how powerful this plugin is.